Yeah. Y'all know what I was doing during the game, during this weak Cavs game that I just witnessed against Toronto. Shout out to Toronto. Shout out to the Raptors, man. This is what I was doing all game. Can y'all see that? I'm over here trying to increase my IQ playing Mahjong. Can y'all see that? What can I say? Tragedy up north. And actually, the tragedy began in Cleveland. The tragedy in the Cleveland Cavaliers organization has been ongoing for 4 years. 4 years now, right? Um, and I don't even know where to begin because it's a reason why I haven't been doing the Cavs State of Mind episode. You feel me? It's a reason why I used to do a Cavs State of Mind episode every single week. And I realized that I got up here before y'all. Shout out to y'all. Welcome back to Cavs State of Mind, hosted by your girl Naja Lee, powered by Free Your Lens Beyond the Lens TV. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like, hit that subscribe, man, and hype this video up. Again, it's a reason why I stopped running the Cavs State of Mind show, because I realized every episode I got up here saying the same exact thing. Every episode. And I couldn't continue gaslighting myself to believe that this team has what it takes to win anything significant. I mean, we can't even win the in-season tournament. You feel me? So, okay, let's start over. Let's start over. Maybe we got off on the wrong foot. I am from Cleveland, born and raised, right? I have been a Cavs fan my entire life. I have not been a fan of any other team but the Cleveland Cavaliers. Yes, my favorite all-time player in the history of basketball is Kobe Bryant. Rest in peace, the GOAT. However, I have been a diehard Cavs fan my entire black life. Okay? This Donovan Mitchell era, and I've been a Donovan Mitchell fan since Louisville. Okay? Shout out to the Louisville Cardinals. This Donovan Mitchell era of the Cavaliers, it doesn't matter who is around and who is on this team. One thing remains the underlining issue. It's one underlining issue. We can talk about defense. We can talk about rebounding. We can talk about switches and closing out on the three. Yeah, we can get into the analytics, but it's one thing that irks. I'm talking about scuffs my Timbs. I'm talking about where you got to get the suede brush. The problem with this team is that there are at least 3 quarters where we lapse the will to want to win. Boy, I feel like I'm in church. Did y'all go to church this Sunday morning? If y'all didn't, welcome to the church. Here we are. We have the highest paid, highest grossing team in the NBA. Here we are. We pay these bozos out the wazoo. Y'all, I had to get out of Cleveland because, listen, I got tired of seeing my tax dollars go to support these weak teams. The only team in Cleveland that's really worth supporting and getting behind is the Cleveland Guardians. That's really the only team. But let's talk about the Cavs right now. How many times do y'all get pissed off when you see? Let's talk about beginning in the first quarter. We got James Harden, right? Lazy pass turnover, right? Evan Mobley attempts to go out and save the ball from going out of bounds. You see Evan Mobley throwing the ball back to you instead of you just hustling to try to get the ball back, to recover the possession. You just stand there with your hands on your hips looking like you about to do the dip. Do the Tootsie Roll. I don't know. So it starts in the beginning. It starts in the beginning when I see the quit. The first 2 minutes of the game, I said, the Cavs not going to win this game. They're not going to win this game. It's all in the body language. Body language is 80% of the communication. I don't care what's coming out your mouth. All that before practice, lip service, all that, it's a mental. We got to lock in mentally. We understand the assignment. We know all that lip service from Donovan Mitchell. Y'all know that's my guy. But see, y'all ever been into a back and forth with somebody, maybe in middle school, maybe in high school, maybe in an adulthood when you ain't buttoned up yet and you still outside? You feel me? You ever been into it where you like, bro, I'm tired of talking. What's up? We going outside. What's up? We done talking. What we doing? What we doing? Meet me out back, meet me out front, meet me round the way. What we doing? This is where we at with the Cavs. Are y'all tired? Shout out to y'all diehard Cavs fan like myself. Are y'all tired of just the lip service? At this point, I'm thinking, are y'all throwing the games? Because how can you play like trash? How are you, Donovan Mitchell, don't understand shot clock, don't understand you got 24 seconds, don't understand that you got to get the ball over the half court at a certain time, don't understand it's 18 seconds on the clock, it's fourth quarter, we just mental lapse from your turnover, okay? Mental lapses throughout the entire game. We got 18 seconds. Why wouldn't you want to wait for the last shot? No, I'm going to try to allow the refs to bail me out. Newsflash, the refs ain't been on your side all series, but more specifically this game. It's been a lot of sketchy calls. But again, when we get to the playoffs, you will never hear me crying about the refs. You will never hear Big Naj on the hat. Wrong way. You're never gonna hear Naj crying about refs in the playoffs. You know why? Because you had 82 games to cry about the refs. Now it's playoffs, baby, and y'all got challenges. I come from the era of the NBA where there was no challenge. You live and die by whatever the refs say, and you move on to play, go to the next play. Right? So instead of us crying about refs, crying about a call, crying, that same energy that you use to cry and whine, put it in your game. Unnecessary fouls, bad shots. Everybody, first of all, the first half of the game, I know I'm all over the place. I got the box score and all that pulled up. You know, we can get into that. I'm all over the place. It is what it is. The first half of the game, let me tell y'all something. Everybody looked like they were scared to shoot the ball the first half of the game. Did y'all peep that? Nobody wanted to shoot the ball. Everybody pump fake trying to drive. Hold on. We don't have no Kyrie's on a team where you can pump fake and drive and cross and swing it back. Nobody has counters. Nobody can dribble the ball for real outside of Donovan Mitchell and James Harden. Nobody. Everybody only has 1-2 power dribble. Nobody. Dean Wade can't put it behind his back. I ain't never seen him go between his legs. I ain't never seen him at least attempt to look for the back. If you're going to drive, at least try to put your shoulder in and try to turn the corner. You got a car, but you never hit the blinker and go left or right. All you do is go straight. So you got people on the wing going straight through to the other wing, straight through. At least get Jalen Tyson some type of credit. At least he attempt to go to the basket. Tyler, I appreciate you for pulling up the Cavs State of Mind. You know, I used to do this show every week, but boy, they just got on my blicky nerves. So I said, you know what? I'm going to have to give them a break. But here we are today. Cavs were all over. So you're good. You're on point. See, again, so if they all over the place, I guess I can be all over the place too. And they were all over the place, not in a good way. Where's your all over the place on defense? Where is that at? The one thing that Schroeder will do is pick you up 94 feet. He will try to run with you, get over the screen. Where is that energy at? They love to say Dean Wade based on his statistics. Man, let me tell you something about a statistic. Let me tell you something about an analytic. You can make that look anyway. Anybody ever took stat 101 in college? I can't be the only one. You can make a stat lean to whatever direction. It's like science. You got a hypothesis. You go out there and try to solve it based on what you initially thought in your mind. It's the same thing with stats. I don't care about it. Leave it on the court. I don't care about it. When they got up in here and said that Evan Mobley was better than Scotty Barnes, I said, where? Where? DPOY? Where? We got that. He got that award, that silly award, just to make us go into the damn apron for no reason. We in the apron for no reason. Can't make no moves. Traded a bum for 2 more. Upgrade. Whatever. Keon Ellis. If they don't part ways with that boy need to eat some smothered chicken wings, and everybody lightweight on this entire team. Let's get into the roster construction, because again, that's the underline. That's the underline of the team. Everybody is 6'5" and under. It's 2 people with muscles. That's the people that got the biggest muscles on the team is James Harden and Donovan Mitchell. Our bigs don't have no muscles. Our small forwards don't have no muscles. Don't nobody, is everybody a vegan or something? Respect to the vegans out there. But where is the brolic? It's like they all grew up playing AAU basketball. And if you understand the nuance there, you already know what I'm saying. I'll put it in subtitles for you if you don't know. Shout out to Sue Surf, Free to Wave. Oops, he already free. Let's talk about it. Everybody played like they was raised in AAU. What that mean, Naj? Ain't nobody got no gumption. Nobody playing with heart. Nobody playing with grit. Nobody playing like they grew up on the blacktop. That like they was shooting basketballs in the milk crate. None of these guys play like that. You know what Toronto played like? Like they ain't got shit to lose. Like RJ Barrett was already the man in New York, and he got shipped out. So he playing like he got to remind y'all. Brandon Ingram was the man in 2 different places, and he playing like he got to remind y'all. Scotty Barnes is like, hold on, why y'all keep telling me that Evan Mobley is better? And he playing like he got to remind y'all. You feel me? And then all those other names, Sneed and Battle and all them other names over there, let me tell you something, I ain't never heard of these guys before. But guess what? I know who they are now. And that's the difference. Dean Wade, he don't leave no memory impression in your brain. Strus, if he not hitting the 3, and shout out to Strus, because he did have some great offensive rebounds, right? Kept some possessions alive. But again, when you a guard that can't dribble, what are we doing? You cannot dribble the ball. You have no moves. All you can do is wait for somebody to create for you. Please tell me how this iteration of the Cavs is any different from Darius Garland. And at this point, look, let's just talk about it. At this point, DG on this team will look better in this moment. Why? Because he can get to spots on the court that James Harden cannot get to. Yes, is he a liability on defense? Yes. But so is James Harden, right? So again, when Harden out there and he got 6 or 7 turnovers, how many turnovers is Bozo got? And Harden has, prior to the postseason, has played well. Prior to the postseason on the road, has played pretty well. But here we are again, okay? 19 points, 2 for 6 from 3. 8 assists, shout out to you, but 7 turnovers. I'll take all that back. Every shout out I just gave James Harden, I'm taking it all back. You know why? Because your point guard can't lead the team in turnovers. That's not what your point guard do. On top of that, the second in charge, the second in command, the face of the team is second in turnovers. What in the are we talking about here? Shout out to Tessa Love. I appreciate your super chat. Do what she said. Hit that like, hit that share, hit that subscribe, man. Get into the comments. We on the road to 1,000 subscribers over here on Beyond the Lens TV. Again, I appreciate all engagement on this channel, whether it's Cav State of Mind or Her Core, Her Rules, that goes live every Monday and Friday at 6 p.m. So I appreciate y'all. Listen, the Cap, I tell you, listen, Schroeder played some good minutes. He played some good minutes, but then it comes to the point. Even with Schroeder, it's like there are moments when it's clear. Attack the basket, relentless. Be relentless when you are attacking the basket. Y'all shots ain't falling. Apparently, we can only make baskets at home. Okay, and guess what? This is typical Cavalier behavior. No difference from when Darius Garland was, gaming with us. That's why DG's still on my wall. I was gonna take him down, right? But I'm like, nah, I'm you know what I mean? Because guess what? Ain't no difference. We gonna, just like we struggle with the Magic first round, taking in 7 games. We're going to struggle with Toronto. And we probably going to win in game 7 at home, right? We go home game 5. We may can win that. Who knows? We may. Ain't nothing guaranteed with this Cavaliers team, because what I've seen is that they're so inconsistent. All they do is talk. All they do is, like, if you got you a little chick, you got you a little guy friend or whatever the case, and all y'all do is talk on the phone, at some point you're going to be like, so when we going to link up? At some point. Tyler said Schroeder had a clear path to the basket and a full head of steam, but stopped to pass to Allen, and Allen coughed it up. Have been impressed with Schroeder, but until this series. And it's been like that. Like, as soon as we ticked off and clicked off into the playoffs, that's what it's just been. It's been like this team is just unsure of themselves, which leads me to believe if the heads of the snake, right, the dual head of the snake in Harden and Mitchell ain't on fire, if they not on fire, we're not going to win. How is that any different from Mitchell and Garland in the backcourt? It's no different. It's no different. And Garland wasn't going to give you 7 turnovers. Best believe that. Garland not giving you 7 turnovers. Garland not getting trapped up in a backcourt, can't even get the ball over the half-court line. In the fourth quarter? This is from a veteran? This is also the same type of turnover and mental lapse that we seen with the Cavs in the Indiana Pacers series last season, where Strus can't get the ball over, Ty Jerome can't get the ball over, Donovan getting trapped. You know the trap. Every year they send 2 to 3 people to Donovan in the playoffs. Every single year. He sees 1.5 people every game in the regular season, and in the playoffs it goes to 2 to 3 people every possession. Right? So at this point, Mr. Mitchell, especially in the fourth quarter, you see it coming. So now you got to bring Kenny. Kenny, come to the front. Kenny Atkinson, come to the front, have a seat. Now you got to start talking about, and I've been talking about the coach. The coach ain't gritty enough. The coach believe in being buddy-buddy with everybody. The coach don't believe in pissing people off and calling a card. Pull they card. Pull it like a deck of cards. Pull it. Because why? You're not going to get anywhere if you don't challenge them live. I don't care what you're saying in practice. I don't know what you're saying in practice. I don't know if it's tough enough. Listen, I'm an Aces fan too. Y'all see the banner on the wall. Let me tell you something. When the Aces got they behinds handed to them to Minnesota Lynx, right? You already know Becky Hammond. We need to get back to that era of basketball and that era of coaching when you can look your star player in the eye and say, "What you doing? Sit down." Pop would never go for this. Never go for this. This lackadaisical play. We'll get them next game. It's okay, guys. After a turnover, after multiple bad possessions and bad ability to get a good shot, when these things starts to stack up, and then you still figure out a way to make some big shots down the road and late in the fourth quarter to try to snatch a lead, and you still blow it. And you don't blow it because they played better than you in those last minutes. You gave it to them. So the question on the floor is this. Is the team playing into the parlays, or is this team playing into the fan duels and the DraftKings? Is this team blowing the game? Because you can't tell me that gentlemen who averaged 25 points in the first 2 games, the second game, our big 3 scores 72. You can't tell me that all of a sudden y'all forgot how to play basketball. What have we been saying for the last 4 years? Evan Mobley, Jared Allen. I don't know why y'all don't eat y'all motherfucking Wheaties. I don't know why y'all don't have a high protein diet. Where is the muscles? Where is the lower legs? Where is the lower body strength? Jared Allen be trying his best, but they say, oh, he want to stay lean so he can rim run and this, that, and the third. That don't mean nothing. You can rim run all day long. If you can't seal the post longer than 2 seconds, it don't matter. It do not matter. We have young freshman rookie guys out there just throwing bows. They just clearing out all the space, doing what they want to do, getting offensive rebounds, moving our guys out the way. There was a possession. Okay, so our turnover, right? Boom. They going down. Scotty Barnes got it. He down there with Tyson, Strus, Schroeder. They down there in the paint. Now, here's the thing. Tyson made a great attempt to defend and deflect, right? Defend. He jumped straight up. He trying to block the shot. Of course, he can't block no Scotty Barnes shot. Here's the thing, though. Scotty Barnes' man is who? Evan Mobley. So if your man down there, I'm going to need for you to be hauling your A down there to help your people out, because there's no way if they do defend him and he missed, which he did. He missed the layup attempt, but what, he get the offensive rebounds, because there's no way that Tyson, Schroeder, and Strus can keep Scotty Barnes off the glass. But Evan Mobley, that's your assignment. So even if it's a turnover, I'm going to need for you to lay it all on the line and run like the police is chasing you to get down there and try to get the rebound. Why? To help your team. This Cavaliers team scored 89 points. Let's pull this stupid box score up. I'm trying, boy. They got me hot under the armpit. That's how pissed I am. And it's not because they did something that I didn't think that they were going to do. No, I figured I knew based on how we showed up last game. Oh, Toronto was going to even this series up. But the question now is, because we like to choke on the road, you don't think Toronto can win a game in Cleveland? Hello? Do anybody think that Toronto can win a game in Cleveland? I do. I do. Not only do I think they can win one game in Cleveland, I think they can win 2 games in Cleveland. I think that Toronto can win game 5 and then come home and seal it out game 6. That's what I think. Why? Because all they got to do is play the same hard-nosed, gritty style of basketball. This team cannot handle that. They're not equipped to do that. They don't be in a weight room. I guess they do yoga all summer long, all off season long. They just stretch, right? And eat salads. I need somebody that's going to run the sand dunes. I need somebody that's going to get out there and, they trying to throw up 250 5 times, right? This is the type of team and mentality that we need. But we get Donovan. We get our captains. We get our leaders to give us lip service after every game saying we know what we need to do. The team, you got to give them credit. They're a great team. They play hard. They play harder than us. We miss shots. We miss shots. We miss shots. Let's talk about the missed shots. Dean Wade finally made some shots. However, here's the thing about Dean Wade. He doesn't take enough shots for us to get for real to validate his purpose. Dean Wade is just a taller Okoro. But the thing about Okoro is you wasn't moving Isaac Okoro. You wasn't moving him. Why? Muscle. Mass. Dean Wade gets moved around. I would rather have Isaac Okoro out there. 6'5", so what? Don't matter. You're not moving him. He'll check anybody or give him a name. He gonna check him. You feel me? So yeah, he can't knock down the 3, but he's improved time over time. Why did we give up Javonte Green? I don't know. What are we doing? Okay, so let's talk about it. Dean Wade, he played 28 minutes. He had 7 points, 3 for 5, 1 for 3 for 3. He can't get to the free throw line. You know why he didn't get to the free throw line? Because when he was pump faking and dribbling the ball, he never once attempted to drive to the basket. Not one drive attempt. He's so timid when he's dribbling. It's like hot potato. He can't wait to find an outlet pass. Not a pass that he's creating to get a good shot. Just come save me. Get this ball out of my hands because I don't know what to do with it. That's the Dean Wade that we know. 5 rebounds. Okay, good for you. But if you're known for playing defense and you're out there for defense, where are the defensive stats? Where are the steals? Where are the blocks? That means your aggressiveness is not there. You're not trying to cheat. You're not trying to do nothing. You're not trying to do anything to create a possession for your team moving forward. Jared Allen, 27 points. He scored, you know when he got these 3 points? Fourth quarter. 1 for 5 from the field. 1 for 4 from the free throw line. 15 boards. Yeah, he did his work on the rebounds, on the boards. He's supposed to. I'm not giving you no pat on the back for 15 rebounds and 3 points. Not when you make over $20 million a year, I'm not. If you are a $8 million a year guy, right, and you haven't been a starter, right, and you haven't been an all-star, if you're not a part of the core 4, you know, the little cute little names we got for the team, the core 4, the new core 4. 3 points, unacceptable. Shout out to his plus 14, but 3 points, unacceptable. Here we go. The elephant in the room. Evan Mobley. He shot 3 threes because Evan Mobley could not. See, the thing about Mobley is when he's in the paint and he using his little dribble, he can't move nobody. So first of all, his attack when he's in the post is always back to the basket. Always back to the basket. Well, first of all, if you don't have the strength like that, then your post up back to the basket ain't gonna work. Not going to work. Even when he tries to reverse, he has no counter moves. If he can't get by you on sheer speed, you're not going to be able to outspeed Toronto. Not going to happen. Not going to happen. So if you can't get through them through speed and finesse, then you have to be fundamentally sound and understand jab step, pump fake, get not too many dribbles. He dribbles too much. He would dribble the air out the ball if we allowed him. The reason why he can't get all that cute stuff off, why? Because they move out. Get out the way, chicken wing. Get out the way, chicken wing. You too light over here. You can't afford to be in the paint, Evan Mobley, because you don't have an advantage anywhere over those guys. Your length means nothing here if we're boxing you out and pushing you out the paint. Where your length doesn't matter. You're not even getting close enough to the rim. Here's a guy who led the league in dunks. 8 points, 9 boards. What are we paying y'all for? Okay? What are we paying y'all for? Yeah, he got a block, he got a steal, but even with all these little stats, again, these little stats y'all love so much, -13. Harden. Move on to him. We talked about him briefly. 8 assists, 7 turnovers. So really, you only got 1 assist. That's how I look at it. If you gave it up 7 times, these 8 assists are irrelevant. You got 1 assist. So let's read the stat how it really reads. You're 6 for 14. So you're sub 50% from the field. You're sub 50% from the 3. We're talking about sub. You're 30% from 3. Okay, you're 5 for 6 from the free throw. I guess I'll give you a kudos for that. You got 1 assist, 1 steal, and 1 block. You're +1. Mitchell scored all his points in the fourth quarter. Well, you know, he likes to put on his cape. He loves to put on his cape and see if he can try to get his team in a close victory. We can try to get us over the hump. Okay, but that type of initiative we need all game. Don't try to save me in a fourth. Put your cape on when a tip off. Put your cape on then. This game started at 1:12 roughly. I need that cape on then. I need that aggressiveness then. I need that determination then. He's 6 for 24. Perfect from the free throw line. 4 for 12 from 3. So many of those shots were short. You know why? Because he was jumping backwards. You know why? Because he looked winded. Didn't Kenny Atkinson say that this team is better conditioned for the playoffs now, better than last year? I can't tell. This is the 4th game in the playoffs, and both of our starting guards, all of our starters look dead to the bed by time 3rd, 4th quarter come. So do we only have energy in Cleveland? Do we only have energy when they can sleep in their own beds? When they got to sleep in a hotel, it's over with. When they got to play at 1 o'clock, it's over with. So what are we talking about? 6 rebounds. Okay, that's good for you. 3 assists. Okay, that's good for you. 4 turnovers. You shitting me. Both of our guards, again, another game with double-digit turnovers. Both of our starting guards. So again, was Garland a problem? Liability on defense, so is James Harden. Was Garland the problem? Oh, injury, can't be unreliable in the playoffs. Well, who gives a damn if you're reliable, if you're available, but all you're doing is costing our team? Schroeder, probably one of the better games I've seen from Schroeder this playoff series. But again, am I impressed? Absolutely not. It would. Why did we go out and get Thomas Bryant, who's a playoff guy, for him to never see a playoff minute? Why do we have Naquan Tomlin, who would be the perfect defender? So if Dean Wade is not going to be a reliable scorer and won't even attempt to drive the basket, why in the F, UCK, won't we just simply play Naquan Tomlin, who would at least drive the ball to the basket? At least. So what, they gonna play off me? I'm going to the basket anyway. Dean Wade, they gonna play off of him. He ain't gonna shoot. He gonna dribble a little bit and try to dish it out. It's so much of that. I'm gonna drive and kick. Y'all do know, like, I'm not y'all, the Cavs. Hello, the Cavs. Y'all do know everybody in they mama drives and kicks. Literally that is the new NBA formula. Pick and roll on the ball, drive and kick. There is no magic. There is no spice to our offense. There is no back screen. We talk about it all the time over here on Cavs State of Mind. Where are the back screens? Where are the continuous movement? Isn't this offense supposed to be about fluidity? Isn't that what Kenny Atkinson said? But no, James Harden get here, everything slows down. And you slow it down in moments. However, the top of the key, he could be doing his dribble. He can do all that all he wants to. Meanwhile, though, the other 4 people need to be setting screens for each other to try to distract the defense, so they're not all eyes on James. If it's all eyes on James or all eyes on Donovan at the top of the key and there is no movement, you're not even forcing them to attempt to try to do anything. I wonder how they gonna get that double team off if they about to double team. Okay, I'm gonna cut to the spot where they're pulling up at, right? So if you see the double team coming, instead of you trying to get wider so they can try to throw this over the top double team pass, get closer and dive to the middle. You treat it like a half court press. You just assume they're doubling at half court. Okay, bet. I'm going to bring Mobley to the middle. No, you got Mobley deep in the 3-corner. You got him deep in the corner waiting for the 3, knowing he's not going to take that shot. And even if he did, it's probably going to be a break. They finally, late in the third, they finally put Jalen Tyson in the middle of the court, right at the top of the key, right around the free throw line, between the free throw and the 3-point line, because they knew the double was coming. But Jay finally did it. But hold on, they've been playing this brand of basketball for 2 games. Where is the adjustment, Kenny? We still talking to Kenny right now. Yeah, we going through the stats, but we still talking to Kenny Atkinson. This is your man? This the guy we want? Ain't this the guy that got bounced out of Brooklyn? Why? Because we don't like his coaching style. Listen, ain't he under Steve Kerr? Don't Steve Kerr do the same? Steve Kerr on his way out. Let me tell y'all something about these little sexy. They want to play the offensive game. All they want to do is live and die by the offense. That era, this style of coaching is never going to translate. Never going to translate. There are better coaches, and because they don't have the better talent, they don't get the best look. Give me the coach from Charlotte right now today. Oh, with this Cavs team. But see, we got so many prima donnas on the team. Again, this is a team that was raised in the AAU. This ain't the team that was raised on a blacktop. Didn't have personal trainers. I'm getting it out the mud, though. I need some goonigans on this team. Give me some, what's my boy Isaiah Stewart? Give me some goons. These moments make me miss Karis LeVert. Karis LeVert, he going to the basket. Going to the basket. I mean, Jalen Tyson, let's get to him. He played 21 minutes, 9 points. He was 3 for 6 from the field, 3 for 6 from the free throw line. I mean, as a team, free throws, we suck. We're terrible. We're trashed. 15 for 23. So we lost this game for turnovers and missed free throws. Tell me that's not fundamentals. Tell me without telling me that this team ain't equipped. When you have to win the game between the margins, it's all about fundamentals before the step backs, before the Euros, before the Spiders signature move. Before that, you understand, make free throws. Don't turn the ball over. These are things that you learn as a little jit coming up playing basketball. I remember I turned the ball over. My pockets got picked 3 times in a row. You know what my coach did? Yoked me up like I was a toddler and said, if you turn my basketball over one more time, and she didn't mean one more time in this game. She meant one more time. You turn my basketball over one more time, that's your ass. For real, we need to go back to that era of basketball where coaches are throwing chairs, throwing clipboards, okay? Oh, you don't want to play like I need you to play? Sit down. I don't care who you are. You could be Donovan, you could be James, you could be Evan. I would have put in Naquan, I would have put in Craig Porter Jr., and I would have put in Thomas Bryant. Especially when Evan Mobley can't guard his shadow. He getting moved out the paint by everybody. Barrett is moving him out the paint. Are you kidding? Boy, I tell you. So, again, if lineup changes, Kenny Atkinson is not going to make any lineup changes. He's going to keep strutting out Dean Wade like Dean Wade is somebody's defensive savior. He is not. If he was like that, he would have a steal or at least a block. At least. Dean Wade is not like that. There is no team in the NBA outside of the Cleveland silly-ass Cavs that will start this bum. There is not one team he wouldn't start for the Wizards. He wouldn't start for the... Matter of fact, I would start Koulibaly. I would start anybody. Go to the sorriest team in the NBA. Pick out any starter on their team. He is better than Dean Wade. Matter of fact, if y'all think I'm cap, let me go to the NBA. Let me go to teams. Hold on. Let me go to teams. Let me go to where I'm at. Let me go to the Wizards. I don't even know what division they in. Here we go. Roster. Let me go to George. Okay. This is a terrible team, right? What is he averaging? 14, 5, and 4. Okay, shooting 43%. Okay, bet. Let me go to another guy. Let's go to, I don't even know who Cam Whitmore is. Let's just see. I don't even know who this guy is. 9 points, 2 rebounds. What is he averaging? 45% from the field. Okay, let me go to another guy I don't know. I did say Koulibaly. Where you at? Bilal. Let's go. 11 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. Again, I can go on and on and on and on for days. Let me go to somebody who's 6'8". That's 6'8". That's Keisha. Anthony Gill. Okay, 6 points, roughly 3 rebounds. What is his shooting percentage? 62% from the field. Let's go back to these Cavs. This game. Put this game back up here. Box score. Why they ain't let me get this dang on box score? They pissing me off. Box score. Dean Wade. What's his averages look like? 6 points, 4.2 rebounds, 1.5 assists, 43%. That's about on par for Dean Wade. But again, when it comes to the playoffs, what they gonna give me the playoffs? When it comes to the playoffs, he's absolutely despicable me. You can't give me a reason to start him. Postseason, 3 games played, This is this year. Regular season. I'm trying to get the career postseason. There we go. Postseason averages, despicable. Look at this. Look at this. Look at it. Postseason averages 1.7 points last year. In 2023, 2024, 3.7 points. 2022, 2023, 1 point. Now, granted, he only played 2 games, 3 games. Last year, he played 9 games. So this is the most that we can talk about. Okay. Last year in 2023. 4 points this year in the postseason. Please tell me why he's on anybody's roster, let alone starting. He's on an NBA team starting because they are trying to gaslight us, telling us that his defense is worthy of him getting 28 minutes a game. But again, what defense? Where, Sway? Yes, he played typically good defense on Ingram. He started the game on Scotty Barnes. What did that mean? What did that mean? How many points did Scotty Barnes have? 23 in 42 minutes. What was his free throws? 11 for 14. Because why all we do? Because we can't check him. Because he has too much muscle, right? Because Scotty Barnes eat his Wheaties every day. All we want to eat is salads. Got to be. No protein. No, where's the keto diets? Nothing. This guy, I can't even pronounce his name. But when he comes in the game, he's a +6. But what happens? 8 rebounds. CMB, 10 rebounds. Off the bench. And then they had 59 total rebounds. How many did we have? We had 56. I wanted to see how many offensive rebounds they had. boards. 8 boards. Yeah, 16 to 8. Let me see. 21. I'm sorry. 21 offensive rebounds. You can't give a team 21 offensive rebounds. 21? Can you imagine if they actually had Quigley on the court? Yo, this series will already be over. 2-5, welcome to Cavs State of Mind, man. Peace and freedom to y'all, man. Harden eats honey buns. He doing something. He ain't doing nothing worth progress and productivity and leading the team. Donovan Mitchell looks so winded in the third quarter. I'm like, it can't be just because of the hard defense, is it? That can't be it, because didn't y'all say last year against the Pacers that their aggressiveness, y'all learned from that? So don't you know that the calling card for every other team when they're playing the Cavs is all you got to do is put your body into them. They gon' fold and cave and cry and whine and look at the refs and ask for handouts and ask for help. Oh no, challenge that. Oh no, it was off on him. Oh no, he fouled me. Oh no. The burden of proof always goes to the most aggressive team. And when we go out there and trot around like we junior varsity, like we don't have the highest paid team in the NBA, like they said, oh, this team, the commentator said, oh, this team looks terrible, essentially, and they have championship aspirations. And I laugh. You can aspire to be anything. I say I want to be an astronaut. But if I don't take my A to school and ace every test, whose space I'm going to? What NASA hiring Naj? So y'all can aspire to make it to the championship, but you have to play like every game matters. Not, oh, we just gonna win all our home games because it's cool. We got it like that. What type of prima donna team is this? Let me tell you something. I'm watching Lakers versus Houston. And first and foremost, this is a segue to weak AS Kevin Durant. I don't ever want to hear nobody talk to me about KD something. Unless y'all saying KD is a choke artist as well, I don't want to hear it. Because now all of a sudden he popped up with 2 injuries that just random. But I'm watching LA. And I'm like, I would rather have that 41-year-old, almost borderline senior citizen. If he was in Ohio, he'd probably have an Ohio Buckeye card. If you know, you already know. I would rather have old senior citizen, barely got hair on the top of his head, but he's still trying to save it. Shout out to the king, LeBron James, over all of these bums. And when I'm talking about bums, I'm talking about the big guys who don't understand you have to be strong. What did it look like? What the two strongest people on our team are the guards, Harden and Donovan. That's where the strength comes from, not from Evan, not for Jared. And Jared be playing. Jared be playing with heart. He still got a little little knee or whatever. That ain't no excuse if you out there. I don't care about no injuries if you on the court. If you that injured and where it's going to compromise your game, then it is what it is. Get off the court. But if you on the court, play like you ain't got no more minutes to play. Play like if you don't play well, if you don't play with heart, if you don't understand your actual assignment, if you're not rotating, if you're not covering, if you're not attempting to go after the block. One thing I love about Jared, he gonna go after every block he can. But when you see Jared going after the block, just help him out. Why y'all ain't boxing now? Why y'all ain't trying to cover his man? Why y'all not trying to prevent? He going for the block on your man. Meanwhile, all you got to do is drop down there, get your ego on, and try to seal somebody, force them to go over the back. Just try. We don't try enough. And let me tell y'all something about a Cavaliers team or any team that act like they want to. If you didn't want to try, we should have just tanked for the number 1, 2, 3 seed. Start the rebuild now. I'm watching the game after the first quarter. We going into as halftime. I said, throw the flag in, throw the towel in. Start the rebuild now. Trade everybody. Don't re-sign none of these MFs. Don't re-sign them. I will take this poster down off my wall so faster than I can blink. And it's not that I'm giving up. I feel like they done gave up on the fans. The fans, and listen, the fans care more than the Cavs. I can't be more upset that y'all losing than y'all. I'm not out there. If I don't do what I'm supposed to do at my job, I don't see the Cavaliers tweeting about, oh, Nas dropped the ball at work. Oh no, she got to do better. She disappointed me. Oh no, she got to live up to the hype. Oh no. They don't give a they don't even know what I do for a living. They don't even watch Cavs State of Mind. They need to tag all the Cavaliers. Y'all need to pull up to the Cavs State of Mind, because here's the thing. I'm from the gutter. Gutter. Down low, grimy gutter. Still got the dirt stains on me. Gutter. So when I play pickup ball, that's what it looks like. I look like Sneed out there. Where he at? What was his Sheed. He 26 minutes, 2 points. But you know what? You know how many turnovers Sheed caused? You know how much of a detriment he was to our offense just by, I'm going to be in your jersey. I don't give a where you going. I'm going with you. She said, all of them said, wherever you go, I go. Meanwhile, we just getting pushed off. We just, we get them next time, but nobody's upset. I'm not seeing, we seeing Donovan do these stupid shots. I understand there was a moment, right? It was a fast break. It's Scotty Barnes down there in the paint. It's Donovan. He's on the left side of the court, right? There is probably maybe 5 feet between him and Scotty Barnes. Instead of you, DeMar DeRozan, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, instead of you stopping and popping and taking the jumper off the glass, boom. This is what you practice. Easy, angle, glass, right there. Boom, get it back. Get back. No, what I'm going to do is I'm going to drive all the way to the basket. I'm going to try to tiptoe, cut through the lane, and finish on the right-hand side. Why would you? First of all, you are expending so much energy doing that. Second of all, you are going to get bumped and touched because of Scotty Barnes. And rule number 1, when you like that, you never let nobody come through your paint. Period. You come in the paint, you getting touched. Period. Rule number 3, Don't you want to just get the easy bucket? Don't you want to get the easy bucket? Odds are, even if you miss that transition midi, the jump shot is either going to be long on the long side, and maybe somebody on your team is still coming down with the transition. You're probably going to get that O board, or you can slow the game down and get back on defense because people are still moving in transition. So okay, you miss it. Okay, bet. I don't have to run back 94 feet because I'm under the hoop. I could just run back 80 feet. Boom, get back down there and help my team. It's never about helping my team. Franklin has heard. Shout out to you. Welcome to Cavs State of Mind. Peace and freedom to you. I'm going with you. Classic. Exactly. What are we doing out here? Again, I look at this box score and I see 75% from the free throw line, 65% from us. I see 25% from the three for us. I see 13% from three. You mean to tell me a team that shot 13% from three beat us? A team that shot 32% from the field beat this Cavaliers team? Hold on, a team. This essentially outside of DG, this is the same team that won 60 games last year. Even if you keep DG and James Harden, if James Harden was on this team last year and it wasn't DG, this would have been the same team that won 60 games last year. You mean to tell me Toronto Raptors, who only shot 13% from the three and 32% from the field, beat all of these scorers, all of these guys? Look at this. 37 minutes, and the best you can give me is 4 for 12? I feel like at the fourth quarter, he said, I just got to hit 20. Let me just get to my 20 because it's going to look bad if I walk off here and only score 10 points. Let me just pad my stats real quick. And y'all know how I feel about the Cavs. But again, when I'm looking at what's happening, let me pull up this shot chart. When I'm looking at what's happening and I'm seeing that they dominate us everywhere. Let me go to let me just stay here. So this us obviously on the left hand side. This is Toronto on the right hand side. The majority, I'm talking about majority of our shots are right here around the three. When you compare their shots in the paint, their shots in the paint and our shots in the paint, it looked like it's about balance, but it's not. It's not. Let's look at the team stats again. We're gonna compare side to side. 37 to 32, 25% from the field. Why are we taking 43s? Every time we take 43s, 40 or more threes, we typically lose those games. Because again, you live by 3, you die by the 3. I will have a hard cap at 30 because I feel like you're overly reliant upon the 3. Overly. And when obviously if your stars are busting them, keep shooting them. But they're not. They're not. Hold on, my bad, y'all. My earbud. Gotta get my earbud back on. But they're not. Look at the turnovers again. Turnovers. We got smacked. We got killed. Why? Because they pressed us. But this should be nothing new. Isn't this why we retooled this team? So we can try to prevent when somebody is being extra aggressive. We were turning the ball over even without that. First quarter, just lazy passes, just carelessness. Just I don't care. Let me just, long distance, one arm, one left hand passes, across the court. Let me just go ahead. Why? Because I don't respect that other team because they're not professionals. Because we're supposed to win. Or are we throwing the game? You have to start asking yourself these questions because if we don't know, y'all know. Y'all know. You know the NBA got a little bit of rig in it. You already know that. Now, I'm not saying every game, every team, every time. No, but it's got a little bit of something on it. That being said, we led the game 69% of this game. 69% of this game, we were in the lead, and we didn't win. We didn't win this game. Sad. Bad news bears. Again, yeah. By the time we get back to Cleveland, There are going to be more media out saying that we know what we need to do. We're going to tighten up. We're going to we looked at the film. We understand our errors. But nothing else is going to change. Nothing will change. Besides, guess what? They're going to blame it on we couldn't make shots. We couldn't make shots. We got to do better at the free throw line. We couldn't make shots. We couldn't make shots. That's not enough. That's not enough. Let's look at some of these highlights. Because it's not enough. Y'all think I'm bugging. I'm not bugging. I'm not bugging. Not bugging at all. Not bugging at all. We look bad. We look absolutely bad. Okay, so look at Dean Wade. So he coming over the cover. You coming over the trap. Okay. And that's cool. I like the rotation on defense. But the problem is this. You never go back to get to your man. So when they get the offensive rebound, which they did 21 times, there's no coverage. James Harden started off in the beginning of the game. Look at him. He playing defense. He like, oh yeah, I'm playing defense. Okay, good job for you. You got to do that all game though. And you can't quit if they make the shot. If they make the shot on him, he like, I ain't playing no more defense. What's the point? I told you, coach, I don't need to play defense. When I do play, they gonna make the shot. I'm gonna fall every time I shoot. Because when I shoot and I fall, I'm trying to get the refs to go ahead and give me that three. Baby, just play the game. Play the game honest. You don't have to do all of that. Y'all. I don't know what to say. I got to a certain point of the game where, again, I told y'all I just pulled out my phone. As soon as the game started, first quarter, I was like, I'm gonna pull out my phone and I'm just gonna play mahjong. Because what we doing? I'm just gonna play mahjong. Hold on, let me go back. I'm just gonna play mahjong. Why they starting the dang on highlights in the fourth? Oh, this is just the fourth quarter highlights. That's cool. That's all we need to care. That's all we care about is the fourth quarter highlights. Okay, so boom. There are moments when we contest shots, we get rebounds, and we close the possession on a rebound or a contest shot, right? There are moments when Evan Mobley gets to the basket, right? One quick power dribble, okay? Because he understands who's checking him. He does have an edge on Porter when it comes to a little bit of quickness, but not strength. Look at James Harden on the wing playing great defense, okay? But it's only in moments. It's not in full stretches of the game. It's not in for the majority of the game. You see the double team coming, right? But we're confused. You know the double is coming. This is where Kenny get right back to the front. I don't understand the hesitancy in attacking the basket on the outlet pass. If you see the double coming, if you're the outlet pass, when you get that boy to attack the basket. Evan, if you see that your man is helping you, is coming up and then rolling, you have to drop back. Look at the lazy passes. Look at I'm not even going to attempt to get it back. And I threw the turnover. I'm not even going to attempt to get back on the defensive side. No, I'm just going to complain and not even try. He didn't even run and cross over the half court. I feel like Wakanda. Is this your king? At least, again, I started this episode by saying at least Jalen Tyson did have a heart to go to the basket, right? He could have played a little bit more minutes, go to the basket more. But look, Scotty Barnes. Y'all, why we picking Scotty Barnes up full court, knowing all he want to do is drive to the basket? Welcome back. Passing Through Sports Talk Media, man. Passing Through is VIP, man. Shout out to you. What's going on? It sounded like Cavs a funeral in here. Sorry for your loss, man. They getting cooked. They choked. But because I'm a Cavs fan, right? And I've been watching these Cavs all my life. Been watching these Cavs all my life. What we seen today is what we see from them. This is what we see. We see moments of excellence, right? Then we see, especially on the road, we just see absolute defeat. That's all we see. We see them giving up. We see no sense of urgency. It's always, oh, look at the clock. Oh, we got 9 minutes left. We still in this. We still in this. There's no urgency. Win right now. Right now. Look. James Harden, instead of you, when you miss the shot on the free throw, you know what I'm on the layup, you know what you're supposed to do. Just get back. Get back. You think you can get an old board over them? You're not. Just get back on defense. But you will look at the tape and say, well, at least I hustled to try to get my miss shot. No, your obligation is to get back on defense to try to prevent the fast break offense, because that's where they thrive. That's where they thrive. And then again, we go back to the one-man band. We always go back to the one-man band. It always results right back to isolation basketball. We forget our basketball principles. We forget about movement. Isolation basketball. Dean Wade, if you really that type of defender, I wouldn't give Scotty Barnes no room. After the half court, once you get to the three-point line, I'm not giving you no room to breathe. You know why? Because that's going to make his pass difficult, his outlet pass difficult, his assist, his pass to assist difficult. Poor little Samuel trying to create offense, but because again our bigs don't have enough strength to seal and create enough space so that pass can be a clean pass, this is what it looks like. It just looks like chaos. When the Cavs are in a space of chaos, when we are playing unconfident basketball, when we are playing like, we'll get them tomorrow, buddy. This is what it looks like. It looks bad, man. I ain't gonna hold y'all for too long. I just had to come on here and vent a little bit because, again, like my boy passing through says, man, it's probably gonna be a funeral again. Cavs choke today. Will they get bounced first round? Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments in the live chat. Will the Cavs get bounced first round? I'm gonna tell you something like this. It's got to be, we can only win when the heroes play hero ball at a high level, because we cannot rely on defense. We're not going to be able to rely on the fundamentals. We're not going to be able to rely on making free throws. We're not going to be able to rely on making the wide open shots. Look at this wide open shot. Look at this. He made that one, but shot poorly for the game, especially from three. Why? Donovan, y'all gonna see it on the next play. Great shot. You know, he had moments, especially in the fourth quarter, where you could see him trying offensively, right? But again, look at this. One person almost got that offensive rebound around 3 black jerseys. Unacceptable. Look, Donovan is attempting to go to the basket, right? He tries to bend the corner and finally get around the man, right? And that's the type of basketball we like to see. But when Sam Merrill has to come over and then Jerry Allen is coming over to help Sam Merrill, Dean Wade, let me go back. Because Dean Wade, that's on you. This offensive rebound that they got, as soon as Jerry Allen comes over, Dean Wade, you got to be on the other side of the block. On the other side of that little arc right there. You have to be there. You know why? Because that's what good help defenses do. You're supposed to be on a string. Boom. J.A. comes over. Where Dean's supposed to be right where J.A. just left. But he's not. And guess where that ball goes? Right where J.A. left. He ain't Santa Claus. He can't be at every place at the same time. Right? He can't be delivering gifts to all y'all. Some of y'all been naughty. Again, Donovan, great shot. But if we up 6, 5 minutes left, this is closeout basketball. This is when champions rise to the occasion. Since we have championship aspirations. James, that's good defense right there. Donovan, that's good defense right there. Now, what happened? You know what happened? Careless turnovers. Can't get the ball over the free throw line. Over the half court line. Silly nonsense. And it's unacceptable from a veteran-led team. Look at Donovan just get blown by Barrett. Don't even attempt to fight over the pick. You have to attempt to fight over the pick if you're undersized, because when you don't, you put the rest of the rotation in jeopardy, because now we're undersized all over the court. First of all, Kenny Atkinson went to a double big lineup too late in the fourth quarter. Too late. Your offense is sucking raw eggs. So why are we waiting to just win it on defense? Win the game on defense the same way Toronto has gone outside and said, we just going to put the best defensive five out there and we're going to get it like that. We're going to get everything in the paint, even though they shot their threes because they got to keep the defense honest. We're going to get all our buckets in the paint. Because we're going to win. Defense wins games, not you shooting 40% from the three. That's not happening in the playoffs unless you on your home court. Look at Evan. Evan is down there with CMB, right? He can't get nobody if it's him in a big down there before the ball goes up. He can't put a body on that big to just show them that I'm here with you. You're going to have to fight to get every rebound over me. I'm taller than you. I'm longer than you. I might not be stronger than you, but because I'm here when you here, you got to fight for everything. Nah, ain't no fighting us. Remember our hashtag in Cleveland used to be the fight? I want that hashtag back. Before let them know what? What are we letting the people know? What are we letting them know? That we don't like to play defense? Look at Barrett. He just bullying, just Debo. Throw them balls, Debo. At a certain point, first of all, if you got Scotty Barnes, hold on a certain point. If you got Scotty Barnes on you, Donovan, and this is a coaching error. If you got Scotty Barnes on you, either go up and send the pick in the screen and roll, and guess what? They're going to try to trap it. So send the screen and roll with somebody who the screener has to be somebody who can dribble, not Sam Merrill, not Dean Wade. Look at him just down there just trying. He's trying his best. Shout out to him for trying. But look at that closeout. Awful closeout. So you get to the point where with these Cavs, man, you look up and you see a team that's been suffering from the same old enigma, the same old underlying issue. It's just that we don't play hard. We're going to get beat every time against a team that plays harder than us, because that's what happens. We just don't play hard. I can't even make it up no more. We can't sugarcoat it. We can't say, oh, we lost this game because we didn't shoot efficiently. We can't say that the refs, we had the challenge calls that were obvious, which means we didn't have any challenges moving forward, and this, that, and the third. And if only we had enough good calls, or if only we had whatever. What's the excuse? This is the top of the game. What's the excuse? They got whatever they wanted, and they still missed a lot of shots. They shot 13% from the three, and they got whatever they wanted. Look at that blow by. So if you know Scotty Barnes, I would rather you dare him to shoot and make him become a sole 3-point shooter, baby. I'm not giving you nothing in the arc, nothing. But what we want to do? Look at that. Once they realize all I'm gonna do is drive downhill, once Toronto realized all I'm gonna do is drive downhill, it was downhill for us, because we don't have enough strength anywhere on our team. There's no strength anywhere on our team that can defend 4 of the 5 players that are all nothing but strength. They roll out a starting 5. 4 of the 5 have nothing but strength. We roll out a starting 5. 4 of the 5 is nothing but finesse. And I'm gonna try sometimes. No, look at Dean Wade. I told you he never attempts to turn the corner. That's the one. You look at this. That was great. That's pure Donovan. That's pure Spider. That's what he known for, the step backs, for the fancy stuff. But again, that stuff doesn't drop typically in the second half. Why? Because the intensity levels up. So when the intensity levels up, we got to level up with it. All muscle going to the basket. All muscle. Look at Schroeder. Finally, this is the one attempt he tried. He went to the basket. But for the most part, I'm like, well, why can't we put Craig Porter in? Don't Craig Porter play the same type of defense, if not better? Don't Craig Porter Jr. There are games where Craig Porter Jr. had more rebounds than the bigs. There were games where he had triple doubles. Schroeder not giving us no triple double. I hear the commentators saying, sports Cavs media saying that, CPJ, the moment's going to be too big for him. He doesn't have any playoff experience. I don't care nothing about playoff experience. Most of these guys for Toronto don't have no playoff experience. What is our playoff experience doing for us? How has our playoff experience been advantageous to us? It hasn't. It hasn't. So again, I'm going to ask y'all one more time. Are the Cavs going to get bounced by Toronto in the first round? It's looking like the mistakes on the lake, the Cavs, and shout out to Detroit, but it's looking like the Cavs and Detroit might be sitting home second round. Okay? And guess what? I ain't going to be mad at it. I'm not going to be mad at it. I already switched my gears into WNBA state of mind, not the Cavs state of mind. I'm already locked in to her core, her rules. We've been locked in and rolling every Monday and Friday at 6 p.m. right here on Beyond the Lens TV, brought to you by Free Your Lens. Go ahead and learn about the movement at freeyourlens.com. Listen, we've been talking about the WNBA and NCAA women's basketball. You know why? Because these men basketball, especially in Cleveland, I can't talk. Cleveland, New York, Detroit, they just be playing like these high seeds, these top seeds, they don't care. I feel like they just in it for the check at this point. They in it for the check. You got shoe deals, you got endorsements, you on Sprite commercials, this, that, and the third, and whoop-de-whoop. I don't know what Strus did. He got some offensive rebounds, but as you can see, I didn't go through his stats because what are we talking about? Honestly, what are we talking about? We let the Raptors get 33 points in the fourth quarter, when their high quarter was the second and they only scored 24. So what happened in the fourth quarter where we allowed them to get 9 more points in the fourth, more than any other scoring outing in or quarter? We let them score 9 more points than first through third. That's ridiculous to me. What happened? We tried to outscore them. Now we got 31 to their 33, but guess what? Not enough, because the Raptors outscored us in the second quarter 24-2. What? Look at this. 19 to 24 in the second. Look at the third. 31 to 33. It sounds to me that at the end of quarters or the end of halves, whether it's the first half or the second half, I need for them to print out pictures of Reggie Miller doing this, and it should be on the inside or outside of each one of their lockers. I need for them to think about basketball in a way that it will make them happy to tell their children that they played this game. Would you want to show your child this game? No, you wouldn't. Because why? It's embarrassing to see y'all sit up there and play like y'all don't care, like y'all don't have no look. There's more people who from Cleveland. Anybody from Cleveland? There's better hoopers at Euclid Creek right now. Am I making this up? No. Anybody from Cleveland? Yeah. You pull up the Euclid Creek any weekend day, smoke in the city. People you know by name that say, bro, if he out there are better 1v1 players right now. Y'all watch the next chapter right here on YouTube. I love them, the next chapter. right? I will pick 4 of their best players and sub them out right now from heart alone, from sheer heart alone, and put them over any of our guys right now. Why? Because they play like they care. They play like this $5,000 is $10,000 is $100,000 is the last little $100,000 they gonna get. So they gotta win this game. Meanwhile, our team, we play like there's nothing to it. Even if we don't want to lose the series in the first round. But guess what? We make so much money. We just gonna come back, spin a block next year with the same little dusty squad, with the same little dusty excuses, with the same little dusty coach, and do this and have the same dusty outcome. And we're gonna try to find a scapegoat for it. Last year, it was DG and Ty Jerome, right? It was injuries. This year, Kenny Atkinson said, "Oh, we're the healthiest we've ever been all season, and this is what we've been playing for. The healthiness of the Cavs team. We need to be locked in for the playoffs. That's where everything needs to tune in and turn up." But guess what? It's the same dusty outcome. So y'all can't. The Cavaliers team with their lip service, the Cavaliers coaching staff with their lip service, y'all can't continue to be nice and continue to piss down my back and call it rain. I'm from Cleveland. This is a blue collar, get it out the mud city. What does LeBron say? Nothing given, everything earned. That's a 330 kid. That's an Akron kid. If you from Akron, if you from Cleveland, right? You already know. Ain't nobody gave us nothing. Not you in your individual life, not our sports franchises. I mean nothing. The refs ain't gonna give us nothing. We're never gonna get the benefit of the doubt. So you have to go out every single night you have to prove it. And if we have a team that is tired of proving it, ship them off. Because if you put on a Cleveland jersey, whether it's a Guardians jersey, whether it's a Browns jersey, okay, or a Cavs jersey, you have to prove yourself every game. You know why? Because it's not enough to have one good game. It's not enough to come into this postseason saying, "Oh, he's the 7th at scoring in playoff per game averages." Don't nobody care about last playoffs, the playoffs before that, the playoffs with the Jazz. Don't nobody care about James Harden with Brooklyn, James Harden with Houston, James Harden with Philly. Don't nobody care about that. Don't nobody care about Evan when, remember, he scored 30 points in a playoff game against the Celtics. Don't nobody care about that. Don't nobody care about J.A. Nobody cares. Every single game. Because it's Cleveland, baby. And guess what? Nobody checking for us anyway. Nobody thinks we're good anyway. Nobody thinks we're worthy anyway. So guess what? Just like Indiana, just like every other Midwestern city basketball team, Milwaukee, Indiana, Detroit, you got to prove it every single game. And until that happens, we're going to be looking up, looking stupid, looking goofy like, damn, our Cavs did it again, huh? Blew it. Choked. But will they get bounced in the first round? That's the question. I don't know. Y'all let me know down below in the chats. I appreciate y'all for pulling up to this random Cavs drop the ball again episode, and now the series is tied 2-2 going back home game 5. I appreciate y'all for pulling up. If y'all did pull up live or y'all pulling up on a replay, man, hit that like, hit that subscribe, help us get to 1,000 subscribers, man. We jugging, we churning, man. Again, tomorrow we going live at 6 p.m. every Monday and Friday. Her Core, Her Rules. We talk about women's basketball. We kicking off the WNBA preseason right now. We talking about the trades. We talking about the acquisitions. We talking about the draft picks. We gonna break everything down Monday and Friday at 6 p.m. right here on Beyond the Lens TV, man. Again, I appreciate y'all. Art Cavs fan, man. I guess stay strong or whatever. You feel me? Again, the whole game I was playing mahjong because I was like, they're not. And I know my blood pressure kind of went up a little bit. My doctor told me to stop watching the Cavs, and that's real talk. My doctor said, nah, it's just not good for you to watch the Cavs. I said, but I'm a fan, do or die. She said, it might get closer to that other end. So I'm gonna tell y'all something. That's why I stopped doing the Cavs State of Mind regularly. I pop in and pop out here and there, given, the outcome. I don't get too high on them when they win, when they look phenomenal. because they tend to do that to us. Jay-Z said a broken clock is at least right 2 times a day. Y'all get that? So the Cavs are going to look good here and there, right? They're going to look good when they're not pressed. And if you ever been pressed in your life, you know when you're pressed, that's the moment when you really become who you are. When you're pressed, not when everything is going smooth. It's when the rubber meets the road and your back is up against the wall. And we're going into game 5 and our backs are up against the wall here. And let me tell you something. If we go down 3-2 after being up 2-0, everything that we know of the Cavs this year will be completely different last year. There will be no contract extensions to Donovan. There will be no Evan Mobley's in the Cavaliers jersey. Completely busted up. Go give me old ass LeBron 41, who's still giving me triple doubles and still leading his team 3-0 against the Houston, against a KD choke artist. Okay, less team. Can't even sit on the sidelines on the bench with his team cheering them on. Sucker. I just want KD out the league at this point. Retire. You got all you gonna get. Get up out of here. You ain't nothing but fool's gold. That being said, again, I appreciate y'all, Cavs fan, for rocking with the Cavs State of Mind, rocking with Beyond the Lens TV, and holding y'all head for the Cavs Nation. As fans, we gotta hold them accountable. And again, if they go out looking stupid, looking like suckers, getting smoked in the first round, or if we just barely get through the first round and get smoked in the second round, I would suggest don't none of y'all buy no tickets, don't buy no jerseys, don't buy no Cavs hats, don't buy nothing. Make them feel it. Stop going to them games with them overpriced tickets. You look at the crowd in the Cavs games nowadays, everybody look like they work on Wall Street. You know why? Because you can't even afford a Cavs ticket these days because they done jacked the price up so much to pay for this new arena and all these overpaid, overhyped, overpriced players. I'm sorry. Trade them all. Let's start over. Even if we keep James and Donovan, I guess, go give me somebody with some real heart and some real brass. Because Evan, Jarrett, Dean Wade, they not going to do it. I would rather start the rebuild now around Tyson and CPJ and Naquan Tomlin. Start the rebuild now in Proctor, and we can hope for a better future here in the Cavs. I'm going to tell you something right now. It was disappointing to be a Cavs fan again. Again, they dropped the ball, and here we are. Looking like Boo-Boo the Fool. And everybody on the outside is saying, I told y'all so. I told y'all the Cavs was soft as hell. Listen, I knew that. You ain't telling me nothing I ain't already know. I knew they were soft. Been soft. Gonna stay soft. Why? Because our leaders are soft. And when our leaders are soft, how can you expect anything different? So again, I appreciate y'all. Y'all make sure y'all tune in tomorrow, Monday and Friday at 6 p.m. for Her Court, Her Rules, where we going to break down the WNBA basketball like nobody else can do it. No better than Naja Lee. It's your girl, Naj. Peace and freedom to y'all. I'm going to see y'all on the flip.